some restrictions, or there should be some credentials to enter into the or to use the service. There should be some credentials, or there should be some boundaries, limitations, or boundaries must be available. Okay. In the same way, here in deployment models, they have given three different models. One is public cloud, private cloud, and the last one is hybrid cloud. Okay. So public, private, and hybrid. So I'll give an example to you. So everyone are using today, everyone are using Android phones, most probably smartphones. So in an Android device, definitely you will link your device to the Play Store. To link to the Play Store, you are supposed to use your Google mail address, Gmail address, right? So while you're assigning everything to Gmail address, there is an option to synchronize your data to the email address, email. Okay. So without creating a Gmail ID, can you use this Play Store? The answer would be clearly no. Am I right? Without using this Gmail ID, can we, I just took example of Gmail, so I'm telling about Gmail. You can use any other mail as well. Without using this Gmail ID, can we use Play Store? If that is the question, then the answer is absolutely no, right? So we cannot use the Play Store without logging in. It means they have created a limitation or boundary. It is, yes, of course, it is available for everyone, but to use it, you have to log in into it. Got it? So those, likewise, we got some restrictions. Let us see what all those things are available for us. Okay. So the public cloud. Let us take the first one as public cloud. What is public cloud? What is a public cloud? Okay. So public cloud is a service which can be accessible by everyone, everyone in the sense general public. It doesn't mean to company always. Company అయి ఉండాలని రూల్ లేదు. జనరల్ పబ్లిక్ కూడా యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ ఎందుకు యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఎలా యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓపెన్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీవన్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓపెన్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీవన్. వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓపెన్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీవన్, obviously the security levels are also different. According to the usage, the security levels are also different, right? So among this public cloud, ఇలాంటి పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్ లో మనకు తెలిసిన పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్స్ ఏంటి? సో వాట్ ఆల్ ది థింగ్స్ కమ్స్ అండర్ దిస్ పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్? ఓకే. So one of the biggest public cloud what we can see today is AWS. That is what we are in. Azure, VMware, and many other things we can see public cloud. And okay, for our basic example, we can understand Gmail is a public cloud. For storage purpose, Gmail is a public cloud. And Yahoo mail address, we got 1 TB storage in Yahoo mail address, but only for mail. That is also a public cloud. And we can take something like AWS and Azure, because the service of these CSPs, cloud service providers, is available for each and everyone. It is available for you, me, and any other companies as well. So that can be majorly considered as public cloud. Okay. So in public cloud, we can take it something like AWS, Azure. As of now, I'm taking only these three, GCP. So these are the available public cloud. So in public cloud, what we are going to do? Yes, we are going to do all the setup like deployment we are going to do, and we are going to install operating system. We are going to use the virtual machines. You are going to use the networking. You are going to use database, and you're going to also use storage. సో ఇవన్నీ మనం యూజ్ చేసుకుంటాం పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్ లో. ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి మనకు తెలుసు వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓపెన్, ఎస్ డెఫినెట్లీ దెర్ విల్ బి సెక్యూరిటీ బ్రీచ్. లెస్ సెక్యూరిటీ అనేది డెఫినెట్ గా ఉంటుంది. లెస్ సెక్యూరిటీ అనేది డెఫినెట్ గా ఉంటుంది, బట్ ఇట్ డజంట్ మీన్ దట్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ యూజ్ ఇట్. ఎస్, అకార్డింగ్ టు అవర్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు మేనేజ్ ది సెక్యూరిటీ. ఏదైనా ఓపెన్ గా ఉంది అంటే సెక్యూరిటీ అనేది తక్కువగానే ఉంటుంది, రైట్? So if something is like, if you're going to a vegetable market, everything is open there. If there are 5 customers on one single counter, there are maximum chances of breaches. Right? అందరూ చేయరు అనుకోండి, బట్ కొంతమంది చేస్తారు. We'll see all those things in the comics in any of the movies. When people go to vegetable market, then definitely there will be some breach, right? It doesn't mean we are not supposed to go there, yes, but still. So the level of security should be increased according to their requirement. So public cloud law, AWS, Azure, and Google platform. So the benefits like public cloud law benefits this is cost effective. Why cost effective? In yesterday's session, we have understood about an example. Exam server ఉన్నప్పుడు ఎలా యూస్ చేస్తామని. So it is cost effective and it is very easy to deploy. It is very easy to deploy. Deployments అనేవి చాలా ఈజీగా ఉంటాయి. And the third one is, we already studied about it, scalability. That too, on-demand scalability. On-demand scalability ఉంటుంది. And yes, you can trust these platforms because their consistency is always very good and they are seriously reliable. They are seriously reliable. Reliable అంటే ట్రస్ట్ చేయొచ్చు అనమాట, ట్రస్ట్ వర్దినెస్ అంటాం. Okay, and there will be continuous uptime. You don't need to do anything. It is always available on the internet. And the last one is, biggest thing is zero maintenance. Zero maintenance, because you're not going to maintain the hardware because you don't have hardware with you. The hardware is available in the cloud premises or cloud platform providers, so they will take care about the maintenance. You're not supposed to do any maintenance. So biggest benefit for us is zero maintenance. So the benefit of public cloud is cost effective, easy deployment, on-demand scalability, and reliability, continuous uptime, and zero maintenance. సో ఇలా చాలా బెనిఫిట్స్ ఉంటాయి పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్ లో. ఓకే, సో మరి మీరు అడగొచ్చు పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్ లో డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఏముంటాయి. సో ఐ టోల్డ్ ఆల్ ది అడ్వాంటేజెస్, బట్ వాట్ ఆర్ ది డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఆన్ పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్? Yes, the very first thing on the disadvantage on the public cloud is it is less secure. It is less secure. Why less secure? ఇప్పుడే మీకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పాను వెజిటబుల్ మార్కెట్. So it is less secure. And the second thing, it is open for everyone and there might be chances of any hardware failure. There might be chances of any hardware failure, right? Some hacker might enter into this AWS network with a proper line lo enter avutadu, but after entering inside, he might do uh, any unauthorized activity which might create a damage to that particular hardware. సో అలా డ్యామేజ్ చేస్తే ఆ ఒక్క పర్సన్ది పోదు, ఆ ప్లేస్ ఆ పర్టికులర్ హార్డ్వేర్ లో ఉన్న వేరే వాళ్ళ క్లౌడ్స్ కూడా ఎగిరిపోతాయి, రైట్? సో ఇట్ మైట్ బి అ ప్రాబ్లమ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ మేజర్ disadvantage of public cloud. Okay, so did you understand about public cloud or do you need any other example? Anyone can drop a message. If it is fine, if it is good to go sign, then I'll go ahead. So did you understand what is public cloud? Okay, so there is something written here about public cloud. So I wrote a small definition. So public cloud allows systems and services to be easily accessible to general public. So I wrote here, public cloud may be less secure because of its openness. Just in case, these are just in case cases, yes, but still a disadvantage is always a disadvantage, right? And there is a question discuss about deployment. Okay, so what you'll deploy on public cloud. So deployment and enti. Deployment means it's very clearly about installation, right? So installation is nothing but deployment. So what all you require within a company, what all you require? You require a server. Server and enti. What is a server? Server is nothing but the hardware. You have a motherboard, you have a processor, you have RAMs on it, and it is designed to provide services. It is designed to provide services. ఈ సర్వర్ ని మీరు బిల్డ్ చేయాలి. You have to build this server, which is nothing but deployment. Deployment is nothing but building this server. Not just building. After building the server, you are supposed to install operating system on it. After installing operating system, you are supposed to create users on it. So all this process is called as deployment. Very simple thing. The word deployment refers to all this process, right? So If you want to do anything, if you want to create something, a public cloud if you want to create public cloud, you have to deploy it any of the service. In AWS or Azure or GCP, you are supposed to deploy it in any of the service, any of the cloud service provider. Okay. So clear, Bhargav and Chandan, did you understand about what is deployment? Cool. Okay. So next comes private cloud. So what is private cloud? What is private cloud? Yes, we have to understand before the cloud model is introduced in the market, still there were companies, still there is a very huge infrastructure within the companies, and every company used to work in their own manner. Yes, very good answer. A private cloud is a service that is not shared with any other organization. It means a cloud which is built by themselves, right? So I'll write it here for you. A private cloud is a self-made, self-created cloud within the organization. Within the organization, and you have to understand, and it is not shared with anyone. And it is not shared with others. So a private cloud is a self-created. Self-created means you might get a doubt. So what is this self-created? What do we have here? So what are the things that is not available in AWS, Azure, and Google platforms? So అక్కడ ఎక్కడ లేకుండా ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్ లో ఎలాగ ఉంది? Yes, all these things started with the help within the private cloud itself. See, private cloud is nothing but the self-made infrastructure of the company. Self-made infrastructure of the company. But you might ask me, sir, yesterday you told this as on-premise infrastructure, and today you are telling it as a private cloud. Yes, the same thing, but here there are slight differences. So let us take a company here. So I have a company called Dell. So I'm working for a company called Dell. So Dell is my company, right? So how many branches we have for Dell? Branches we have for Dell? So we have multiple branches across the globe. You know, right? So for a company called Dell, there are multiple branches across the globe. So according to that, I gave something. So I gave some designs here. So Dell is connected with multiple branches. So Dell is the company name, but it is connected with multiple branches. It has got multiple branches. So to communicate within themselves, so they are supposed to create a cloud. They are supposed to create a cloud. So now Dell, the company Dell is connected with this multiple branches of their own company. It means all these branches belongs to one single organization called Dell, right? So when all these branches are connected, definitely there should be a interconnection. There should be an interconnection. So if you are in somewhere, something like I would like to take, you are in US, okay, and other server, what we have, we are somewhere here in Mumbai, okay. So now let us discuss about Dell Mumbai and Dell USA. A person who is sitting in Mumbai suddenly wants to verify a server in USA, because there is a server running in USA and that is maintained by a person in Mumbai. So he just wants to do, or he just wants to work with that server. If he wants to work with that server, is he going to USA or is working from here? If he wants to work with the server, is he going to USA or is sitting and doing from here? Got it. క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైనట్టుంది. ఒకవేళ యుఎస్ లో సర్వర్ ఉంది అంటే ముంబైలో ఉన్న పర్సన్ ఇక్కడి నుంచి చేస్తున్నాడా, లేకపోతే ముంబైలో ఉన్న పర్సన్ ఇక్కడి నుంచి చేస్తున్నాడా, లేకపోతే అక్కడి నుంచే చేస్తున్నాడా, లేదా అక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నాడా? రైట్. సో ఇట్స్ వెరీ క్లియర్. So he's sitting here and working. Why? Because the organization is already created itself as a single cloud. Itself as a single cloud. That is nothing but the private cloud. But if a person of another company, if a person of another company wants to communicate with this, will that happen? Will that happen? It doesn't happen because ఇక్కడ మనం ఈ ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్ అనే వర్డ్ యూజ్ చేసినా యూజ్ చేయకపోయినా మీకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అర్థమైంది. డెల్ అనేది కంపెనీ, వాళ్ళకి ఎన్ని బ్రాంచెస్ ఉన్నా కూడా all the branches can communicate with each other because all the infrastructure is somehow connected with each other. Okay, it might not be directly connected, but there are some channels through which it gets connected, right? And yes, it is used within the organization, right? And there are some benefits, and there is a question here in between. Can we take the example of as a roaming profile? Yes, you can take the example of roaming profile, but as of now there is no AD created here. AD create chesna create chesna, you can use this private cloud. We can call it as a private cloud. Okay, next comes what are the benefits of this private cloud? Yes, someone wrote this. It is fully secured. Yes, perfect. So high level of security, high level of security, because this works only within the organization, and especially this is created by ourselves. This is created by ourselves. When it is created by ourselves, why we will show it to why we will show it to others, right? It is something like what we say, writing about yourself. If you are writing about yourself, why someone will come into that place? Or similar task, high security point, high security point, and there is what we say higher level of data here. We call it as higher level of data. So in public cloud we have seen something like it's a cost effective thing, but here it is higher level of data. It means it is going to cost you more, and in public cloud it is open, so there is a security, there might be security breaches, but here we don't have any security breaches because this is designed by ourselves, and it is highly secured. Safety is more, very less risky, and if there are any complaints or compliance issues, everything will be happened within the company. It can be trusted by the company, reliability, and there will be very good efficiency within the company. But still, the only problem is you cannot access all this cloud over the internet. Yes, you cannot access this over the internet. If you want to access it, yes, you again require authentication to be provided by the IT team. If you are connecting directly without connecting to your IT team, then you cannot get the access. Like someone wrote here, no one can get the access, and they'll get the gateway. Good point. So they cannot enter here, right? If the same company employee going out of the company and is trying to enter into this network, it is not possible because private cloud is completely secure. You cannot even enter into that cloud. So that is what happens. If you want to browse Google or Gmail, you can directly browse it. But at the same time, if you want to browse any company's name, let us take Dell. If you want to browse a particular company name, Dell.com, you can see only the web page available for everyone. But at the back end, you are not you cannot even log in into Dell. You cannot even communicate with any of the Dell employee. Even if you are an employee of Dell, I'm so sorry. Even if you are an employee of the Dell, you cannot directly communicate with the other staff members. There is another portal for you. You have to support. You are supposed to log in that portal. Then only you can communicate. As a public member, we cannot communicate with them. Got this point? Public cloud and private cloud. And here comes the final one, that is hybrid cloud. What is hybrid cloud? So it's very simple. In general terms, we call it as the combination of public and private cloud. The combination of public and private cloud. So what is this combination? Why we require combination? Combination ఎందుకు కావాలి అసలు? Why we require this combination? why we require this combination. Yes. Okay. So now most of the companies have already designed their internal private cloud, right? And for upcoming or future products or projects, they might shift into public cloud. So it doesn't mean that they are selling all their infrastructure. They run both on private cloud as well as public cloud. But in this case, the user sitting inside the company should be dealing with both public as well as private clouds. If the employee is dealing with both public and private clouds, it means you are allowing your network, you are allowing your internal network team members to communicate with public cloud. అంటే ప్రతి కంపెనీలో రెస్ట్రిక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. విత్ ఇన్ ది కంపెనీ యూ కెనాట్ ఓపెన్ ఫేస్బుక్, యు ఆర్ నాట్ సపోజ్ టు యూస్ సోషల్ మీడియా ప్లాట్ఫామ్స్ అని చెప్పి కొన్ని రెస్ట్రిక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. వై రెస్ట్రిక్షన్స్ మీన్స్ దే ఆర్ ఓపెన్. సో దేర్ మైట్ బి సెక్యూరిటీ బ్రీచెస్ అని చెప్పి దే విల్ నాట్ allow you to use it. But here also same thing. Public cloud is also completely open. And yes, it is also clearly referring to the services what we are using on our premise. So to combine both these things, we require another cloud called as hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud. Because there are something to be transition. అంటే దీనికి దానికి మధ్యలో ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్ కి పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్ కి మధ్యలో లింక్ పెట్టాలి. We require a link. So to enhance that particular link process, we are going to build a private cloud. We are going to build a private cloud. That again, that particular private cloud ఈజ్ కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ హైబ్రిడ్ క్లౌడ్. అంటే పబ్లిక్ కి ప్రైవేట్ కి మధ్యలో ఇంకో ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్ బిల్డ్ చేస్తాం మనం. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ది హైబ్రిడ్ క్లౌడ్, వేర్ ఇట్ విల్ యాక్ట్ యాజ్ ది కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ పబ్లిక్ అండ్ ప్రైవేట్ క్లౌడ్, రైట్? సో దీంట్లో బెనిఫిట్స్ ఏంటి అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ సేఫ్ అండ్ సెక్యూర్. పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్ ఈస్ నాట్ సేఫ్, నాట్ సెక్యూర్. ప్రైవేట్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్లీ సేఫ్ అండ్ సెక్యూర్. కాంబినేషన్ లో మనం బిల్డ్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో బోత్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ కమ్స్ అండర్ secure and safe. And next, it is cost effective thing because you are connecting public cloud and private cloud. So it is very easy to connect. It is very easy transition things. And obviously now it is flexible. Whenever you want, you can use it. Whenever you don't want, you stop it. And then there is an option called as scalability as well. Yes, whenever you are connecting to public cloud, you can increase your hardware. So scalability is available. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of hybrid cloud. So I wrote something about hybrid. You can see. So the hybrid cloud is a mixture of public and private cloud in which the critical activities are performed using private cloud while the non-critical activities are performed using public cloud. Right? Majority things వచ్చేసి మనం private cloud తో చేస్తాము and operations teams మొత్తం public cloud use చేస్తారు. This is how you can manage the infrastructure, right? So now you understood about the benefits of hybrid cloud. So I'll just give a quick review about public, private, and hybrid cloud. So in public cloud, the service is open for everyone. It is cost effective and it can be easily deployed, and there is continuous uptime, and biggest advantage is zero maintenance. In private cloud, yes, high level of data security is available, and there is high safety and very less chances of risky things, and there will not be any compliance issues, and it is very much trusted and it works efficiently. And yes, but there is a problem. Only one single problem: the employee cannot connect directly from the. He has to use some channels to enter into the company. And then hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is a combination of public and private cloud. Whenever you want to perform or whenever you want to connect to the outside network with the help of your private network, then we are going to create a solution called public network. So ఏదన్నా example తీసుకోవాలి అనుకుంటే hybrid cloud కి we can take an example, right? We can take an example like an application today we use every day in. Okay. So WhatsApp, can we take WhatsApp as a hybrid cloud? Can we take WhatsApp as a hybrid cloud? Anyone? Can we take WhatsApp as a hybrid cloud? Yes. The answer is yes. Yes, we can definitely take WhatsApp as a hybrid cloud because WhatsApp is available for everyone on public, but the developers at the other end are working only with the under the private cloud. So if the combination of private and public cloud can be called as hybrid cloud, we can take it. But exactly SAA is uh, WhatsApp is just an application, so we cannot call it exactly as a hybrid cloud. But the company who is maintaining WhatsApp can be called as hybrid cloud. What about Facebook? Facebook is not at all into this private, public, or hybrid cloud. Itself is a platform. That's it. So they designed their own cloud, but it is available for everyone. We cannot say it as a public or private or hybrid cloud. So Facebook is called something called as platform. So uh, if you want to consider Facebook, then you can consider it as a public cloud because everything is open for everyone in Facebook. Even the developers log in with the help of AWS. So you know, right? Facebook is a client of AWS, so we can call it as a public cloud. But in general, we should not call it as a public cloud because what we say, Facebook is a service actually. It is not the, or it's not just an application. It is actually a service. It is a revenue stream. WhatsApp is just an application where you can communicate, right? So by using WhatsApp, you cannot generate any revenue. You know, right? There are no ads till now on WhatsApp. So if there are ads on WhatsApp, then we can consider again WhatsApp into some other thing. So here Facebook is a client of AWS, so we can consider it as public cloud. Okay, but Facebook is actually a platform. Facebook is just a platform. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Cyclone community is something which we are not going to discuss because that is a theoretical engineering subject. So I don't want to discuss about community cloud. That is just a theory part. So we are not going to discuss it. Okay. For us, only these three are considered public, private, and hybrid cloud. Okay. Done. And next comes any other doubts? If everything is clear, so we are good to go. Then we are going to see about service model. Let's see service model here.
Right. Download ayinda
Okay.
file.
So the service model. So I'd like to clear all these
దాన్ని
drawings. So
ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్
let's see
చేసుకోవాలి.
service model. So what all the service models available?
అయిపోయిందా?
Okay.
6:30కి మేడం ఫోన్ చేయమన్నది.
So
ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేసి
you have a business. You have a
అదే
business
జూమ్
and
మీటింగ్ కండక్ట్ చేసి నాకు లింక్ షేర్ చేయి.
Dilip, hybrid. Okay.
ఎట్లా ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయాలని చూపిస్తా. ఓకేనా? ఇప్పుడు కండక్ట్ చేయి మీటింగ్.
Okay. Dilip, I'll explain you once again. Sorry, they are not going to forward thing. Hybrid cloud. Let us take a small information about hybrid cloud. So what exactly hybrid cloud means? So what exactly hybrid cloud means? So hybrid cloud, it is a mixture of public and private cloud. Okay, apart from that, all it is a mixed computing point, mixed storage point, and mixed services point, which can be made on premises or on a cloud, on premises or on a cloud. Now we never discussed something like, can we communicate public cloud with private cloud? Can we communicate public cloud with private cloud? The answer is no. But if we are creating a hybrid cloud, if we are creating a bridge in between public and private cloud, then we can provide communication between public and private cloud. So that particular thing, the particular bridge, what we create is called as hybrid cloud. Called as hybrid cloud. Got it? So any example antar. So you might be working in a company. You might be working in a company. So there is a messenger inside your company. Within your company, there is a messenger to communicate within your employees. But if you want to try to see that now, is it possible? Means it is not possible because you are
అరే స్క్రీన్ షేర్
outside your company premise. It means you are unable to access your company's private cloud, right? But you got a login page or you got a login portal and you got a VPN connection. By using that VPN connection, you can connect to your company and you can communicate with them. By sitting anywhere across the globe, you can communicate with them. the connection what you create in between VPN లాంటి కనెక్షన్ ఏదైతే మధ్యలో చేస్తారో
స్క్రీన్
that particular thing, ఈ example ప్రకారం that particular thing can be considered as hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud, which will enable a communication or connection between private and public cloud, right? It means the hybrid cloud connectors will use the infrastructure of public cloud as well as private cloud. Will use the storage of public cloud as well as private cloud. Will use the infrastructure, will use the storage, will use the database, or will use the user contact base in all the ways, right? So that is why it is called as hybrid cloud. According to the requirement, they create the hybrid cloud. Okay, clear? Dilip, clear?
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేసి పెట్టు ఫస్ట్.
Right. So hybrid cloud, it is designed according to the different needs for different types of users. Like there might be customers, there might be internal teams. We use that sort of connection for hybrid cloud. Okay. So next we are going for service models. Next we are going for service models. So as I told you, if let us consider any of the business. Let us consider any of the business. Okay, on the screen you can see Track Education Solutions. Let us assume this is as a business. Okay, and I told you in yesterday's example, we are expertise in designing web applications. So web applications, the best web applications what we see today are something like e-commerce. E-commerce, Amazon.in, Flipkart.in, eBay.com, all these things. E-commerce are the very good e-commerce business. Okay, so Flipkart, ఇలాంటివన్నీ continuous గా each and every person will be logging in. Some or the other day they'll be logging in, right? So e-commerce business. So when we are using e-commerce business, there should not be any downtime. There should not be any downtime. So if you are maintaining all these things yourself, then it costs you very huge. Then it costs you very huge. So at this point of time, you are supposed to jump into cloud. You are supposed to jump into cloud. Till here it is fine. Problem వచ్చింది లేదా ఇట్లాంటి రిక్వైర్మెంట్ వచ్చింది, I'll definitely go to cloud. But after going into cloud, which model I need to select? Which model I need to select? So do I need to select or do I need to start directly cloud, or are there any things on this cloud? డైరెక్ట్ గా క్లౌడ్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలా లేకపోతే క్లౌడ్ లో ఏమన్నా ఉంటుందా తెలుసుకొని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలా? Yes, that is what we have to work on here. So when we want to shift our business to cloud, so there are three things for us. There are three options for us. One is software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. Software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. There are the three options available for you. There are the three options available for you. So if you are building entire thing on your premise, me premise lo build chestunte, it is called as on-premise infrastructure, or we can consider it as a private cloud. Okay, on-premise infrastructure. So at the last one, you can see data centers. So data centers are nothing but the cloud service provider. So cloud service provider are here. You can see all the three things are blank here. By default, you're going to select a cloud service provider. It is going to provide you something. Okay. Within your company, you're only the provider. The Dell, we can take a Dell example. Dell is a provider. It should provide networking. It should provide storage. It should buy servers. It should install virtualization. It should install operating system, install databases, install security programs, and install applications. And it is used only within the organization. Now let's come into the first service, IaaS. IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Just here, we just understood that we are going to move our business to cloud. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, మన బిజినెస్ ని మనం క్లౌడ్ లోకి పంపిస్తున్నాం. సో మన బిజినెస్ అంటే చెప్పాను, వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఒక ఈ కామర్స్ అనే బిజినెస్ మనకు ఉంది. ఈ బిజినెస్ ని మనం క్లౌడ్ లోకి మూవ్ చేస్తున్నాం. వీఆర్ మూవింగ్ దిస్ ఈ కామర్స్ బిజినెస్ టు ది క్లౌడ్. సో వెన్ యు ఆర్ మూవింగ్ దిస్ బిజినెస్ టు ది క్లౌడ్, సో ఐ గాట్ ఎ బిజినెస్. So I have to move this business to
ఇప్పుడు
cloud,
మన license
right?
version ఇస్తాను.
So I am moving this business to cloud. So which one do I select?
Years ఉంటుంది.
This one, or this one?
2 years, 3 years అట్లా ఇస్తారు.
So we have three options here. Which is to be selected? So according to the requirement, as of now, we doesn't know what is the requirement. So we have to understand the requirement. Let us see this clearly. Okay. So if we are going for
Type-C గా cable.
IaaS, okay, in IaaS, it is very clear thing. You are not buying everything, or you are not taking entire cloud. You are taking only the infrastructure part. You can see here, infrastructure part is the one which you are taking from cloud. You can see data centers. Data centers means huge machines, huge machines, huge machines with servers, routers, firewalls, everything is configured there. So you are approaching a cloud service provider where you are getting a connectivity with the help of internet, and I just told you routers, firewalls, switches, everything. All this networking part is already available, and you are going to get a storage. So if you are going to cloud service provider, thing what you do is you'll create a storage, right? And by using that storage, we are going to build some servers, right? So on these servers, we are going to create or enable virtualization. What is virtualization? By the way, anyone can tell me what is virtualization? What is virtualization?
Folder open చేయి. First. తెచ్చిందేంది?
So virtualization, okay, I will give a small thing. Okay, virtualization means, okay, so logically creating something. Logically creating something. It is not physical thing. Logically creating something using physical device.
First click చేయి.
Logically creating something using physical device, which is called as virtualization, right? So you might ask me how it works. See, physically it is only one, but logically you can divide it into multiple things. How it is possible? How it is possible? Okay, let me say something to you. You are sitting in your home now, sitting at your home. So in your home, we are calling it just as a home, but after going inside your home, you call it as hall, you call it as kitchen, you call it as bedroom. It means you are dividing the home into multiple partitions. Multiple partitions. That is actually physical thing you can see, but from the outside you cannot see all those things. It doesn't mean that internally they doesn't exist, right? In the same way, here also virtualization. It means you are logically dividing your infrastructure. Out from the outside, you see that it means physically you see that it is only one machine, but logically you are separating that physical machine into multiple machines. That separation, logical separation, is called as virtualization. Virtualization, right? It is something like, okay, you are in front of your PC and I am in front of your PC, but you cannot touch me, I cannot touch you. That doesn't mean that we don't exist. We are existing, but we cannot physically contact with each other. We are on a virtual meeting. We are on a virtual meeting software. We are not on a physical classroom. Got it? So this is something called as virtualization. Okay. So clear, or you want any other example for virtualization? Of course, we have a topic about virtualization. I'll give a thing about other examples as well in virtualization. Yes, example of virtualization is VMware, and we have another things like Hyper-V. We got majorly two things. One is VirtualBox. Many things are there in virtual machine concept. We'll discuss on virtual machine concept. We have to discuss about virtual machine. The next session we have account creation and learning about virtualization. Okay. So in IaaS, all these things till virtualization, everything is enabled or provided by the cloud service provider. It might be AWS. Let us assume it is by AWS, on which
ఎట్లా వాడాలో చెప్తా.
You are going to perform some things like you are going to create operating system which you require,
నాది క్లాస్ అయిపోయినాక నీకు
which
చెప్తారా
you require,
నా దాన్ని
and you are going to create databases which you require. Okay, and then you're going to create your own security, and you're going to install the applications or use the applications or design the application. Everything is within your end. It is not available with the cloud service provider. Cloud service provider is going to provide you only these services. Data centers, that means data. He'll provide you a data region, one of the location of cloud. Then he'll provide you connectivity with the internet. Then he'll provide you some sort of storage, some servers and virtualization enabled. Okay. So all these things are provided by IaaS. Yes, there is an operating system already installed on this server, and we are going to install operating systems only on the VMs, virtualized machine. Okay. By default, there is a base operating system which is already designed and created by the IaaS, cloud service provider. Okay. Now, if you go into platform as a service, what happened here in this? Only till virtualization IaaS is used. Here you can see the user is using only application. User says something like, I don't want to create all these things. You provide me all these things. I will be taking care about only application. I'll be taking care only about application. So one of the biggest example, what you can take about PaaS. One of the biggest example, what you can take about PaaS. Yes, exactly. So for PaaS, we can take, as of now, I don't want to tell all these things, Netflix, Google Apps. Okay, Google Apps. No, Google Apps doesn't come under platform as a service. So for PaaS, we can take AWS itself as a PaaS, and Windows Azure can be considered as PaaS, and we can call it something like web services. You know, Salesforce can be considered as PaaS. And do anyone have any idea about Tomcat Apache? So that web service can be considered as PaaS, right? So all these things are under PaaS. Yes, exactly. So in PaaS, we can do only one thing, that is we are going to write the application code, and you're going to run the application code, and you can also test the application code. It means the developers will use it, operators will use it, and what we say, we can create everything. PaaS is enabled for you. Okay. For some time, Facebook can also be considered here as PaaS because it is also a platform, right? Okay, I'll give one example for you so you can understand. Right now, we can see a cricket match going on here, India versus New Zealand. So you know it very clearly, right? If you want to play a cricket match, what all things we require? Apart from all things we require, yes, we require firstly a stadium is required. A platform is required where you can play the match, right? A platform. Of course, spectators are the secondary thing. The first primary thing is a platform. It means you require a stadium, and that stadium should be available with so and so measurement, right? And after the stadium, there should be a pitch, then stadium, then entire ground base, and seating capacity, all these things. And after at the end of what we require some security teams, and we require some uh, maintenance teams. All these things we require. All these things. So to play cricket right now, currently to play cricket, what you require? The major important thing what you require? Yeah, players are mandatory. Apart from players and cricket and bat ball, all kits, what we require? We require a platform. To play cricket, we require a platform. So here also the same thing. So you know how to play cricket, right? And you have all the tools to play cricket. The same thing happens here. you know how to develop a code, you know how to write a code, you know how to build a code, you know how to test a code, and you know how to run a code, all these things. So you know how to send this code to the production department. So everything is already known to you. What you require just is a platform, right? So Salesforce.com is one of the biggest PWAs running in the market today. And if you go for AWS, yes, AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Hope you remember on the very AWS Elastic Beanstalk, right? So it is something like an application where you'll push your code there. It will only store in the server all the things it will provide, and finally it will shoot the URL to us. అదే చూసుకుంటుంది, దానికి జస్ట్ మనం కోడ్ రాసిస్తే సరిపోతుంది. ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ చేయాలి, ఏ సర్వర్ లో స్టోర్ చేయాలి, దీనికి ఎలాంటి నెట్వర్క్ డేటా ఇవ్వాలి, ఎలాంటి పాత్ ఇవ్వాలి, మొత్తం అదే చూసుకొని అదే మళ్ళీ మనకి హిట్ బ్యాక్ చేస్తుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ సంథింగ్ కాల్డ్ as PWA, platform as a service, right? So next comes software as a service. Software as a service, you can see everything is under control of CSP, right? So in PWS we have just taken applications, but in software as a service we see something like everything is under the control of CSP, cloud service provider control lone undi, right? Okay, so what it might be now? So everything is under control of CSP. It means, are they selling their company to CSP? E-commerce business మొత్తం CSP కి ఇచ్చేస్తున్నామా? No, we are not giving entire e-commerce business to CSP, but yes, we have designed everything and it is used by everyone, right? So example, what might be the example? Okay, so the before one, yeah, on demand. Let us take Google Apps. Google Apps are considered as software as a service, and we can see some of the ticketing tools. So most of the ticketing tools are designed by their own companies, so they provide it. But some of the ticketing tools can be directly seen on software as a service. One of the biggest one is Zendesk. If anyone know about it, that is fine. Zendesk is one of the biggest ticketing tool, and apart from that, we can perform many other things in that. But yes, as of now, we can consider Zendesk, right? So Zendesk, and we got another ticketing tool in Santosh company, that is GTS. GTS is a ticketing tool which works there. And for our all consideration, hope everyone remembers something about Dropbox. You remember Dropbox? Dropbox is a software as a service application. Okay. So biggest thing, and there are no much disadvantages in SaaS because it is completely maintained by CSP, cloud service provider, right? When we use SaaS, ఎక్కడ యూస్ చేస్తాం? When there is very little input from our side, and most of the time it is the public interactive place, then we use software as a service platform. Very little input, very minimum input from our side. అంటే e-commerce business మనం SaaS లో పెట్టాలంటే మన సైడ్ నుంచి చాలా తక్కువగా ఇన్పుట్ ఉంటే పెట్టాలి. So at that place we can use this software as a service. Okay, so I have a small example with me. Just assume, sorry, అన్నిటికీ కల్పిస్తున్నాను. Overall I would like to wind it up. Okay, so let us take something. I would like to take biryani as a service. So నాకు బిజినెస్, నా ప్రోడక్ట్ ఏంటి అంటే బిర్యానీ. ఓకే, సో జస్ట్ అజ్యూమ్ ట్రెడిషనల్ గా వెళ్తే, అంటే ఎంటర్ప్రైజ్ లీగసీ ఐటీగా వెళ్తే, సో వాట్ ఆల్ థింగ్స్ I have to provide? I have to provide firstly table, chairs. I have to provide my kitchen, in which we can see something electricity, something gas cylinders, and we can see multiple ovens. And what we require firing flames, and we require rice and biryani, all the ingredients of biryani, right? If I go with infrastructure as a service, just in case, only infrastructure. If it is only infrastructure, what I'm going to do? I'm going to provide you a dining table, I'm going to provide you electric stove or gas stove, and I'm going to provide you an oven, assume oven, and I'm going to provide you some fire things, right? Here, what you're going to do, all the ingredients are yours. All the ingredients to create biryani are from your side. You have to take it and you have to cook it. Take and cook. The first one is something like everything is made at home. And the infrastructure as a service, you have to take all the infrastructure and cook on yourself. Next, platform as a service. Platform as a service. So here what happened? I am providing them only dining table and a cooking area. Dining table and a cooking small area. So rest of all things, you have to bring your electric stove or gas. You have to bring your oven. You have to plan your fire. You have to bring your ingredients for biryani, and you have to bring your what we say the bagona for biryani. Everything is to be brought by you. I am going to provide you only a dining table and a place where you can cook. That's it. I'm going to provide you only those two. And if it is a software as a service, if it is a software as a service, so how it will be there? How it will be there? You're not doing anything. You're just ordering. Yes, platform as software as a service. You're just ordering something which is already made by some other else. So you can eat it wherever you want. It's not required that you require a dining table to eat. You can order it from anywhere you want, and you can use it anywhere you want. Hope this is understood to you. Biryani as a service. The first thing is in enterprise IT, that is assume that it is made at home. Everything is available at home. Infrastructure as a service. You're taking only the infrastructure like dining table, gas stove and cooking area and oven, fire, all these things. But the ingredients should be from your side. Okay. So that is something like take and cook. Take and cook. And next, platform as a service. So assume if you're going for a hotel, or if you're visiting a restaurant. So in the restaurant, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to order something by sitting on the table. So that is something called as platform as a service, right? So you can cook or it is served at your table. And the last one is software as a service. Nothing is at your point. You're going to just open your phone and use the Swiggy or Zomato app. You can get it from the delivery. So in this way, you will understand biryani as a service. So my e-commerce business, according to the requirement, we can go in this way. Hope you understand. Hope you understand. So here on this page, all the blue colors are the things which are to be managed by you, and all the highlighted things are managed by the vendor. Who are the vendors? AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. So if it is clear, then we are going to wind up this session. If there are any doubts, please, you can ask me any questions. If it's clear with everyone, then in tomorrow's, sorry, you're into 5 o'clock batch, right? Okay, your next session will be on next Tuesday. So we have an event at our office, so we cannot continue sessions on the weekend. So the next classes will be started from Tuesday, and from Tuesday there will not be any breaks in between. Today it is 23rd, so your next session will be okay. So on 29th, be ready. We are going to discuss. Sorry, we are going to create Amazon account, AWS account, for which we require a Visa card or MasterCard, credit card, anything which is internationally enabled. There will be a deduction of 2 rupees from your account. So initially you don't create account. I will create an account in front of you. Okay, I'll be showing it to you. But at the time of practice, you can start creating. Okay, meanwhile you can arrange it. And in next session, I'm going to tell you about how to create account, and I'm going to show you all the services. And there will be a class about virtualization. Okay, so from 29th, we are going to start it continuously, and the class will be running from Monday to Saturday. Okay, only break on Sunday. Sunday would be holiday. Rest of all days classes will be running. So for everything, if anyone is not added into WhatsApp group, please get added into the group. Every information will be shared only on that group. And if you want to message me on that, the very first numbers you can see track solution company numbers are available in that group, or my number is already available in your mails for you. You can communicate through mail or through that number or WhatsApp admin number. You can contact me for any queries. Okay. And Raghava course period. Course goes on for 25 classes. If you are fast, it will be continued in 22 classes. So you can just guess 25 sessions. Okay. So as of now, we completed only 2 sessions. So more we are supposed to complete 23 classes. It includes all the practicals as well, hands-on practicals. Okay. Any other doubts? And yes, I will provide you recordings, but for recordings, you need to wait for three to four more sessions. You need to wait. And after that, you can see all the recordings. And yes, I will also push the notes to you. There will be a channel provided. I guess everyone knows about this WhatsApp group. Every day I'll be pushing notes into the WhatsApp group and you can download the notes. Okay. All right. I guess everything is fine now. If it is everything is fine, then we can do a session today. And happy weekend. We are completely occupied on this weekend, so we'll be starting our next session on 29th. Okay. And yes, be prepared. If the event is completed very quick, or if there are any changes in the event, we'll be posting in the group, and there will be continuation of the classes. As it is online, please keep your mobile along with you. The class can be done in mobile itself. Real-time project. I can give real-time examples as of now, but after completion of the course, I can engage you with a project. So the project is not a real-time project. It is only a freshers level project. Okay. But while explaining this concept, I'm going to give you real-time examples. If you want to do real-time project, yes, if you are interested, I can create a new project for you. But it should support your credits as well on your AWS account. If it is supported, yes, we can create something. If you are interested in DevOps in the upcoming level, I'll show you, I'll give you a project for you, a web service project. Just now I told you something about Tomcat Apache server. I'll give a basic project for you, like create an AWS platform on which you are supposed to install Tomcat server, but Tomcat server will not be directly installed. For that, you have to create a Maven platform on which you are supposed to install Jenkins, and by using Jenkins, you are supposed to execute the Tomcat Apache server. It's a very huge concept, so I can give you that sort of real. But if you're going to DevOps, that sort of project. If you're going for SysOps, that is another project. Okay, but as of now for system administration, I'll give you only real-time examples, but I cannot give you projects. Is this similar to Salesforce? No, no, no. Salesforce is just a CRM. Salesforce is CRM. Here we are going to create a platform. We are going to understand about infrastructure. So something like building a server and providing it to everyone across the globe. Salesforce is just a CRM, right? Of course, Salesforce itself is a cloud, but it is a CRM. Okay. All right. So I guess everyone's doubts are cleared. So we'll wind up for today. And yes, as I told you earlier, the session will be the minimum of 45 minutes and the maximum of 90 minutes. So I'll be trying to close every day the session within this time only. If you have any questions after this, you can drop a message. Yeah, can you provide step-by-step notes? Yes, I'll provide you theoretical notes, what all I tell in the class, and practical steps will be shown to you that you have to make a note of. I cannot give you the practical steps. So I'll be showing you the practical. I'll be performing the practical. I'll be showing the practical multiple times while I'm performing. You have to note it. నేను చేసేటప్పుడు మీరు చూస్తుండండి and మీరు కూడా నోట్ చేసుకోండి ప్రాక్టికల్. ఇప్పటికప్పుడు నోట్ చేసుకోండి ప్రాక్టికల్. Okay, so I would like to wait everyone to wait for a while. The other host will be taking care of your attendance. So he'll just take the attendance like so he'll just create a common drive for everyone so that sometimes if there is any information, he'll be pushing that in the drive. A second, sorry. If you have any, if you have any other messages, you can, you know the number and you can drop a message there. Okay. Thank you all. We'll meet again on probably, let's think, on Tuesday. If everything goes fine, we'll be meeting before that. If there are any changes or if the event goes on continuously, then we'll be meeting again on Tuesday. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye.